Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between. I'm Drew here with Triple Chin Entertainment, and I am here to introduce to you a new segment that I'd like to call Fun with 5th Edition. Now, for this segment, I'm wanting to break the monotony that most tabletop gamers sort of have with wanting to be the best in whatever class they're wanting to be. And with this segment, I'd like to take the crazy ideas that I come up with and make them usable, but still fun and ridiculous. Like, unlike your typical, like, fighter champions, so you have the more crit range, instead of, like, the Battlemaster, and then you turn that into Indiana Jones. That's how this show works. So my first character that I'm going to introduce to you is Fixing the Beastmaster. Now, for those of you who haven't played D&D too much, or you're not sure of the situation, the Ranger class has kind of a weird duology going on with it. On one hand, you have the Hunter, which is basically Legolas. Or, I don't know, like Riddick, maybe, in melee fashion. But with the Hunter, you can be one of the best fighters out there, and at times better than the fighter, with either ranged combat or melee combat, and you become a complete badass. On the other hand, you have the Beastmaster, the iconic Ranger, the one that, if you look at every other edition of D&D, except the first rendition of 4th edition, you have the Ranger, the Beastmaster, the one who fights with nature instead of hunting it down. So, with the Beastmaster, you have to, like, share your actions. The beast doesn't have its own initiative, so it goes on your turn, and it causes an issue with basically everything about the Ranger class. Like, you want to cast a spell? Well, your beast has to do something. You want your beast to do something, but you can't cast the spell. You want to use your attack and, like, have your beast attack, but you have to share it, so if you're not fifth level, it's either you or your beast. Which causes an issue, because this has never happened in any other edition. So, I think I found a way to fix that issue. And that is with my Halfling Boar Rider. Yes. Instead of taking the, like, atypical, if you're wanting to be a Beastmaster, like Wolf or Panther, which have much superior stats compared to the Boar, I've decided to go with the Boar because it's more thematic for me, because I chose a stout halfling instead of a lightfoot, and supposedly it's rumored that they have dwarven blood in them somewhere, which is why they're resistant to poison. So I thought, okay, I'll just go with that. So I made him part of the dwarven military as part of the Boar cavalry. And being a halfling, since medium creatures are larger than you, I can ride the boar. Arguably, there might be some rule somewhere that says that only specific things can be mounts. I haven't found any, but you're also a ranger and he's your animal companion. He's fine with whatever. He's good for whatever. He's your buddy, your drinking buddy. Only he drinks like shit. So, you're able to mount the boar and ride him into combat. What you can also do, like the next level after you become a Beastmaster, is take mounted combat. So now, because the boar is... his stats kind of suck. His highest is only 13, and that's in strength. And that's really sad, because the wolf has like 15, and they can actually do damage and things. So the boar is, stat-wise, not the best. But they have two abilities that really make the boar both useful and I feel much cooler than the panther or the wolf. The boar gets charge, which if you move 20 feet forward, you get to add a d6 to its damage, which is really nice. But then they also get relentlessness, which if they take 7 or less damage that would drop them, they can spend this action and then it recharges after a short rest or long rest. They can decide to not die. They'll go to 1 HP instead. And as a ranger, you can then heal them on your turn. So it basically makes it to where you don't just have your animal companion just die, and then you have to go and spend 8 hours having to look for a new one while everyone else is sleeping. So it makes a longevity for this boar, and possibly even like more of a bond if your DM gets heavier into the role playing and whatnot. So it makes it I feel like it makes the animal companion better because they've only got 1 attack. So, and when it does hit, it's going to be 2d6. 2d6 is a lot, especially at like 3rd level when you can get them. You can do that, and then like if you're a dual wielder, then you can use the bonus action to still make an attack. So it makes them really fun. I've also looked into it. You can then also make your animal companions more survivable by putting barding on them. And barding is basically just mount armor, horse armor. God damn that DLC in Oblivion. But now you've got your boar in armor, which is ringmail, I believe, so 14. But then you add your proficiency bonus to their AC, attack bonus, damage, anything they're proficient with, and whatnot. So now they're pretty beefed up. With the mounted combat, if anything is smaller than your mount, you get advantage attacking them while you're on there. I think that also goes for the boar attacking, since he uses your actions. Ha ha! I beat you, game. But then you can also decide to take the attack instead of the boar. So if he's going to go down, you can decide, hey, I'm going to take that hit instead of my boar because I'm a ranger and I'm still as beefy as a fighter. But then, if there's anything that they have to make a save on, they can get evasion to where they'll take half or no damage. And with the animal companions only getting like 4 HP per level, that saves them so much and saves you a lot more time in having that same animal that you have a bond with, and everything is all well and good. So you'll never have to lose them. So you have this ridiculous looking character. Because if you compare it to basically any other ranger, they're probably like wood elves or humans or other things. Maybe a drow with a panther, Dritz. People play them. But then you have this halfling who's riding around on a pig that is in chainmail, and that pig is ready to beat people senseless. Arguably, your hunter's mark will also, if your DM allows it, because it would make sense, your hunter's mark could also apply to your beast. So you've got, as the Beastmaster, you can do a lot of damage, you can be a tank from hell, and you still have the spellcasting for healing or other effects like Entangling Strike. You can pull out a bow and still shoot. It's all still there. So this is my idea of kind of throwing it up, mixing everything up, and sort of just making the crazy idea work in spades. Now, of course, you can take this idea and improve it if you want, because I kept with things that felt more thematic, more or less than, hey, this is actually a better thing. No, I want to do this because it makes more sense to my character. So you can decide, like, hey, I want that wolf instead of the boar. And you can go with that wolf, and you can put that wolf in armor, and he will eat people's throats like nothing. And you can still ride him like the beast master that you are. You can still be the badass. Even though, by everybody's standards, the hunter is better, you can still make everything work. Everything in D&D can work. And that is what this show is about. I'm Drew with Treble Chin Entertainment, and I'd like you guys to help us out with the show. Like, comment, subscribe, give us feedback so we can output your input, make the show better. We want you to be part of this show as much as we are. Thank you guys, and you have a good night. And have fun with 5th edition.